Hi everyone, this is Aurora with DawnDuskDesigns. Welcome back. Today I wanted to let you guys know, for those of you that are new to my channel, in case you didn't know, aside from being an interior designer, I'm also a counselor, specifically school counseling. And one of the things that I really enjoy about being able to have those both careers is that I'm able to implement my interior design skills in my counseling offices. And I want to show you guys how I decorated my office for this school year. And I actually share this office with the school psychologist. So if you are interested in seeing how I turned out, please stay tuned.
I filmed this video a year ago in 2019 when life was normal. These are the before pictures of what our counseling office looked like before I started working at that school. As you can see, this current furniture layout needs a major makeover to give it life and excitement. As a result, I came up with a few floor plans, and this one was the best one that worked with the office's dimensions.
Okay, are you ready for this? Here we go. So welcome to my office. Okay, so I want to tell you guys the story behind this office and how I was inspired to do what I did as far as the decorations as well as the furniture arrangement. And I think it's very important to note that there are some things, unfortunately, that in some offices you can't change, and that's the beauty of it. When you can't change something, then you just have to work with what you have. And I hope that some of the skills that you learn here are beneficial to you as well in your own home or in your own office. So let's get to it and do this office tour. So the story behind this office is that you see this wall. Well, the school colors of this school are actually purple and gold, and they already had this purple wall here. So I naturally couldn't change that. So I actually had this beautiful shawl that you see right here that I purchased probably at maybe a swap meet or some random boutique store. I don't recall where, but as you can see, it has all these beautiful colors like purples, magentas, there's yellows, and there's also green. So what I did was I used this as inspiration. So you see the color palette, which happens to match the wall. I figured if I can tie in these other colors like the yellow and the magenta or pink, that can, tie the whole office together and become part of the color scheme. So that's what I did. And what I actually did was I brought these drapes, which are pink, which helps tie that shawl that you just saw. And I also wanted to use these mermaid pillows. What I love about these mermaid pillows is that these are great sensory tools for students or any individual that does deal with anxiety or any social emotional issue. And it's so relaxing. It's extremely, it's a great way to get distracted and just to focus in the moment. And what I loved about it was that it wasn't just students who were into it, but also the adults and staff members that really enjoyed it, and even parents that would come and sit in the office. So that's that. And I also found this really cool ottoman, which is the same concept, this whole mermaid pillow concept with the fabric. And the reason why I bought this was because I needed extra seating. So what you can do with this is if somebody else comes and they need to sit, since you can see I have this table with only 3 chairs, I can maximize space by having the ottoman over there, and at the same time somebody can sit on there. So that's the story behind that. And in case you're wondering, I've actually bought this at Burlington Co Factory, which was not that bad in terms of pricing. Another thing that I really wanted to implement here in the office is a waterfall feature. Water can be extremely soothing for some individuals, specifically for me. I love it because it reminds me of the ocean. It reminds me of going hiking when there's waterfalls and a river or a lake nearby. And water is just super soothing. So I thought, you know, this is a great way to implement a good soothing strategy for people. However, do note, and I actually found out through one of my parents, that there's some people that do find it distracting. I actually had a parent who found it a little bit annoying because to them it sounded like it was a leaky faucet from the kitchen sink. So go figure. Another tool that a lot of my students enjoyed was this here. This is a Buddha board. In case you don't know what it is, let me show you. You dip the brush in this liquid and you get to draw. It magically appears. And this is called a Buddha board. And the whole concept behind this is to help you relax, focus on the moment. And I love this because the liquid is actually water. It actually looks like paint, but because it's water, it'll magically disappear as the water evaporates. Of course, the water, depending on how much water you use, can range between a minute to 10 minutes to dry off. But it's really neat. A lot of the students really enjoyed this, including parents. And if you are somebody who loves and appreciates art, you would totally, totally love this. And it's called a Buddha board. So the next thing that I really wanted to show you guys is this here, where you can actually write or create a bunch of quotes of any kind using these letters that you just stick on and stick. You clip, I don't know, it's not clipping it, but you can remove it and then fasten it just like so. Uh-oh, you just gotta be careful that you don't drop it. But I really like that because you can leave important messages for students, or if you want to inspire them using a quote, you can do that. I'm a huge fan of quotes. Here's another one. I just printed that out and taped it on the whiteboard. Okay, so moving on, this next corner. I love this corner because I created this area to help inspire students. Believe it or not, this was my high school cap and gown. I graduated with honors, so that's why you see these white cords here. But I wanted to incorporate, you know, because as a counselor, you oftentimes, I didn't really get to do that much this school year. But as an academic counselor, because I was a social emotional counselor this year, mental health counselor. But as an academic counselor, you get to help a lot of students with college applications, and I think this is a great concept to help inspire and motivate your students. And the whole purpose behind it is to look at yourself in the mirror and envision yourself wearing that cap and gown, and hence our hope for the future. And these are some of the universities and colleges that my colleague and I went. I went to UC Irvine and FIDM, and she went to UC San Diego. And another inspiring quote up there. Every positive thought propels you in the right direction. And this wall over here, everyone loves it, and I don't blame them. My colleague had, you know, she knew that I was going to decorate the office, and she started asking me, hey, you know, I'm looking online and maybe I'm getting an idea of what we can do to this huge wall. So she looked at these really cool tree decals online, and she asked me, do you think this will work? And I looked at the dimensions, and because I had already measured the office, you know, using those interior design skills that you learn in school, I told her, yeah, it will definitely work. So when she bought them and ordered them, they came in and she placed them up herself. Unfortunately, I wasn't here in the office when she did it, so I was unable to help her, and I would have loved to, but look, she did an amazing job, and it looks so cool. And one thing that I really enjoyed doing, and my students did as well, was that for every season, we would switch it up. So for example, in the winter, on top of the branches, We put fake snow or faux snow using spider webs from Halloween to make it look like 3D effect. And I also had the students make some snowflakes as part of a counseling lesson. But it looks so amazing, it just looked like definitely winter was a huge theme here. And we also switched it up for Halloween, and in the fall we used fall leaves, that were orange and yellow and all those different types of colors. And then for spring, we actually made some butterflies. And it was a lot of fun. The students really enjoyed it, and we're already looking forward to seeing how was this specific wall going to change for every season. So there's that. And, one thing I want to point out is this Zen garden that I have here. So this Zen garden is one tool to use that can help you relax and kind of focus in the moment as well. And this is an Asian concept, coming from like Japanese gardens, and the whole idea, again, like I was saying, is to help you focus in the moment and help calm yourself down and be in a more soothing state. So the students absolutely love this. They actually have some bigger ones that I actually want one, but there's some sizes, they come in different sizes, and the big one was one that I wanted to get. But I remember I went to a bookstore and they had this like right where near the cash registers, and because it was miniature, I was like, why not, let's buy this. Okay. And it never hurts to have artificial flowers. I use beans, pinto beans, to help them stay in place. And over here, in this corner, I also used, gold elements to go with the color scheme, which is yellow, purple, and pink. So I have here another soothing tool for students. They love this Newton's cradle. And if you know anything about the law of physics, this can be a really fun gadget to have. And this was actually a gift from one of my interns at my former school, because she knew that one time we were talking about, having different things in your office, and I was raving about the Newton's cradle, so she gave it to me as a going away gift when she finished her internship. Oh, I can't use both of my hands right now, but this thing is a lot of fun, to say the least. And then I also have this light here. It's kind of fading. I don't know if you can see it when I just turned it off. But it has rechargeable batteries, which I strongly recommend if you're into lighting. Actually, lighting can make or break a business or any setting. There you go. You can kind of see it. But this is a fun one, and I wish I had more of those. Students really seem to enjoy. And last but not least, I have more sensory tools here that the students really love. I have these dual color liquid timers that look like this. Actually, let me bring them over here. So this is what they look like. And take a look. Look how soothing that is. Just helps you focus in the moment, and it's so relaxing. So essentially it's just water and oil. And then here's this other one. The students love shaking this one so much that it becomes, the bubbles are so small it almost looks like sand. But this is a great sensory tool to have for young children, for preteens, for teenagers, and even adults get a kick out of this. So I strongly recommend, if you're looking for something fun, different, and that'll help out your students or your kids, definitely consider getting these liquid timers. believe it or not, I actually got these at a store in, I think it was in Gardena. And then I think I got some other ones in downtown LA. It's the store called Daiso or Daiso. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's a Japanese store. And this is where I got them from. And they're really neat. The first time I bought this one, the one in Gardena, my students loved it so much, and I accidentally dropped it. It cracked and broke, so I had to toss it. But luckily, I was able to go to the other one in downtown LA, found it, and I bought it again. It was meant to be. Another great thing to have are these coloring books. It's called adult coloring, but the whole concept behind it again is to help you de-stress, especially for individuals who, you know, have anxiety or are feeling a little too overwhelmed. And I think just focusing on the small details and objects helps you when you color these with thin markers. And I don't know why, but a lot of my students weren't really into this. So I don't know if it's because they just don't like to color, or they'd rather just have other types of sensory tools. But hey, for some people this works. I've seen a lot of people take these on airplane trips. Got some more cool stuff. This one lights up. And I love slinkies. When I was a kid, I used to use these, and I would go up some stairs and make it go down every staircase. It was so fun. Oh, and then this is a common anti-stress ball. I don't know if you can see. Sorry, the focus is not that great. But anyway. And I also found these. These are kind of like keychains, but again, this is like the mermaid pillow. And whenever I had students that needed to be de-escalated, I would quickly just grab one of these and take it with me and just have it. And when I'd approach them, I'd offer it to them so they can use it and help them focus in that moment. So these are really neat. I actually got these at a vending machine. I think it was only like 50 cents. Oh, how cute is that? I also have another design. Let me show you. This one is like a unicorn. See? They feel so nice. They're addicting. Oh, and then what I like about this little storage box is that, again, it also has the mermaid fabric concept. You can see. Again, keeping it with the colors. And then this is another fun tool that the kids like. This is called an infinity cube. It just rotates and rotates. And it's a lot of fun. I can't do it with one hand, but you get the point. Then we have this one too. Has a marble inside. The idea is to try to move the marble around like that. It shifts from one side to another. Have another cube. Got that one. And a lot of neat things. A lot of these you can find at Amazon, or some of the stuff I also got at Dollar Tree. And then we have some kinetic sand right here. Kids love to play with that as well. Oh, and my famous Rubik's Cube. So a lot of the students really enjoyed and tried to figure out how to use this one. But there was only one student that knew how to use it, or figured out at least. And then the other ones, I love that they tried. And I would try to challenge them by offering to give them $50, but I don't know if they really wanted the $50 because they never figured it out. But anyway, this is my office. Oh, by the way, these drapes, I got these from Amazon, and what I love about them are the ruffles, as you can see. And one thing I want to point out are the rods up there. So you can see those white hooks that are up there. So our custodian attempted to drill the metal things for the rods. I can't think of the name in the moment, but I'll definitely list it. And there was something behind the wall that wouldn't allow it to go in. I think there was like a metal beam or something, or a rod, but we weren't able to do that, so we had to use those white sticky hooks, and that's what allowed me to keep those drapes up there. And I believe those white hooks are able to hold at least, if I recall correctly, maybe between 20 and 50 pounds. So it's actually pretty powerful, because these drapes, I know after a while, can get super heavy. And by the way, look, it disappeared already. Well, it's almost disappearing completely. We still have a few spots left. Anyway, so there you have it. I really hope you enjoyed this office tour. As you can see, there could be a lot of elements and things you can implement in an office when you're unable to change certain things like the color of a wall. And what's beautiful about this whole concept is that you're able to use creativity and overall just make it a fun and peaceful environment for any type of individual. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted this office to be a fun place for my students. I wanted it to be a place where they actually wanted to come to counseling and sit here and be able to, you know, share their thoughts and feelings and feel comfortable to do that, as well as having a safe place for teachers and parents, because I think at the end of the day we have to take care of them as well, because you know, sometimes things happen at schools that could be mentally draining. And again, an interior space can really shape an individual's mood, and if there's anything you can do to help alleviate negative feelings, why not? And that's what's beautiful about interior design and also counseling, like they go hand in hand. And I'm glad I was able to capture that in this office. Everybody loved it, all of the staff members, the students. I love coming here every day. Granted, I was only here 3 times out of the week, but I really enjoyed it, and it was rewarding, and I'm so glad that I was able to share this special place with you guys. And if you're new to this channel, please join the journey and see where we end up going. And if you're already subscribed, sorry, it's like a fly. Anyway, if you're already subscribed, please let me know what are your thoughts in the comments down below. For those of you that are new, I try to do word of the day or Spanish word of the day. And today's Spanish word of the day is oficina. Repeat after me, oficina, and that means office. Once again, oficina. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. By the way, if it sounds like I'm whispering, I actually am, or at least trying to, because I think there's people around out in the main office, and I just want to be, you know, respectful. I don't want it to be too loud. So I hope you don't mind my soft whispering voice. Thank you again. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a beautiful day. Okay, so this is what the office looks like now. As you can see, decorations make a huge difference. It's so sad and plain. I wonder how my students are gonna feel when they see this. And by the way, I'm leaving. That's why this looks like this now. Pursuing academic counseling, where God wants me to go. I'm so grateful for this opportunity in this office, all the times we spent. So thank you, Lord, for the opportunity. I'm grateful.